Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Megan, and this is Well Read. We cover um, wellness, slowing down, gentle lifestyle kind of things with a little hint of reading and coffee and lots of books. So I'm glad you're here. We are gonna just kind of catch back up and chat. This is really kind of a slower version than how we used to do our videos. So I'm excited to share with you guys and get back into learning better ways to take care of yourself as we get older. So, um, as I get older, taking care of myself and health and wellness feels a lot harder now. There's a lot going on. Our daughter's a senior. We have one in 10th grade. We have one in middle school. We spend most of our time going from activity to activity or practice drop off or games or just events all over town. So we tend to get into the busy seasons, maybe not so much in the winter, but spring, summer, and fall are extremely busy for us. So I had to find a way to kind of find time for myself, put myself back on the list because it's very easy in those moments to just do everything for everyone else and you don't get anything. So, um, that those midlife years as your kids are older, I thought it was tough when they were young, but it is a different kind of tough when they are older and very active and living their best life. You got to figure out what your best life is as well. So, we're going to take this slow and easy. There are no crazy 10-step routines. Nothing you have to, track every day or count or do any of that because you don't need to. You need to do what feels right for you, what feels right for your family, and you will find that it will make you happier quite quickly. So, what I noticed over the last year is that my nervous system could not keep up with everything that was going on. We were going all day. I was falling into bed at night, literally falling into bed or falling asleep on the couch. Um, but still waking up like worried, like, oh my gosh, I didn't do X, Y, and Z, or I have so many things to do today. And the anxiety would start like right when I woke up. So, any routine I thought I had at one point went straight out the window because I can't follow all the steps when my mind was racing like that. So I am a registered nurse. My regular job is a registered nurse. So I know that a chaotic environment is just breeding grounds for more chaos, right? So I needed my body to slow down, feel like safe and warm and comforted again so I could then, live my life from a place of happiness and health and not be so irritated and rushed and just not feeling good on a daily basis. So I realized very quickly in the fall busy season as we moved into this winter that I just could not keep going the way I was going. I was trying to do too many things. I was definitely putting myself last, and I just needed less strict routines and habits and more to just let it go with the flow. Okay, that is not always easy, especially when you are used to being on the run. Like I had to force myself to almost get bored sometimes and like slow down. You don't have to be doing something all the time. So, and like a lot of people, I loved a good morning routine, like start the day off right, get yourself going. And I just couldn't do it anymore. Like my wheels were spinning and I wasn't doing anything. And I was starting the day off not so great. So I switched. And for those of you that have been around a while, you know how much I love coffee. Well, you'll see that quite a bit. So the coffee in the morning was just became like my anchor. I gave myself permission to not try and do 27 things before I went to work in the morning. Um, and I don't hold myself to like oh, that didn't get done this morning. And there's no guilt there. Like, I didn't have an expectation of what I was going to get done. I let my body tell me what it was going to do. And obviously, you still do the regular things, right? You get up, you take care of your pets, you make your coffee, you get ready for work. And if that is all that I did in the morning before work, that was absolutely okay. And I don't even know over the years what happened to me to make me feel like I had to be so productive in the morning. I get to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's a lot, a lot of expectations before 7 a.m. So all I tried to do to kind of reset that was to just do what felt right next, the next best thing to do, right? So that was coffee. Maybe that was reading a little bit of like self-help. Maybe for some, that's reading their Bible in the morning. Like, there was no wrong answer. And for someone who was, I guess I didn't realize I was like leaning more the type A. I love things in order. I mean, I should have known that about myself, but I had to give myself permission to be like, okay, that's good enough. And I'm sure a lot of you watching this may struggle with good enough, right? We don't give ourselves very much credit for what we actually do. And good enough, it really is good enough. So I really just found myself needing more support rather than that discipline or productivity or getting things done. Like, listen to what your body is saying. I couldn't wake up in the morning. I was staying up too late. I could not get back on any sort of regular thing, right? So I'm giving you all permission to only do what feels right. You do not have to track it. You do not have to write it down or give yourself credit in any other way than listening to your body. And you will realize all of a sudden you feel a little bit better and you feel a little bit calmer to start your day. It's not going to be overnight. It's not a quick fix, that's for sure, but it does work. Okay. So I'll give you a few examples of like how this played out in my life. I was literally running from one thing to the next. Work at 7 a.m. I work at the hospital here in town, 7 to 3. I'm the nursing supervisor for our clinics. It's a lot. I oversee a lot of people. A lot of patients come through our facility on a daily basis. The phone's ringing, there's emails, there's people knocking on my door, people not even knocking and coming in my office to ask a question or, something like that. And I have always had an open door policy. I do not take a break in the day and like these are my quiet hours or work hours or whatever. I've never been good at that, right? Nurses are not inherently good at that, and moms are not inherently good at that. You can't just shut the door and say, this is some me time, right? So I had to figure it out at work too. But my only very first thing was figure the morning out, because I knew if I could figure my morning out, I could start calmer, and then everything after that was going to be calm. Okay. The morning makes a huge difference. And we do have, in the links below, we do have like a morning routine reset, and it's free. You can grab it, but like, it is not do this, do this, do this. It's putting your life kind of into buckets and then doing what's right in that bucket, right? You need a little bit of movement, a little bit of mindset. Like, you got to start your day off good, but it is not going to be a 10-step process. So for me, it was simply get the coffee. That was my first right thing, right? Get the coffee and then do whatever else felt right in a normal sequence of things. I never was one to get on the treadmill in the morning, so I'm not going to start now, right? I really found like if I could have a few minutes to just enjoy the coffee, start calmly, stop the brain spiral of how many things I had to do today, that was the best thing to start off with. Just a couple, not even 10 minutes, like just a few minutes. Enjoy your coffee. You made it for a reason, right? Because you like it, or whatever drink you like in the morning. Enjoy it. You're allowed, right? You have my permission to enjoy your morning drink. Um, and then, of course, we talk a lot of on this channel about magnesium and the difference that it can make for a lot of things. So I do use magnesium every day. I put it where it hurts. If I'm feeling overall pretty good, I still use it like on my pulse points. You can put it where, like where you would normally put perfume, and you still get the benefits of it. You don't have to bathe in it to get the benefits of it. So coffee, magnesium, and make sure you have everything before you leave the house. That was my permission to make sure my mind was prepared for the day with the coffee, the quiet time. If I read, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. My body was prepared for the day with the magnesium, giving it what it needs. Maybe for you, that's vitamins or prescription medicines that you should be taking every morning. Whatever you need for your body to function in tip-top shape, that's what you do. And then I needed to be prepared, right? So as we get older, I mean, my hair is getting gray. I have to double check my bag. I've got my glasses on my face. I mean, I know I have those, but do I have my phone? Do I have my office key? I do not want to get to work all the way across the parking lot just to be like, oh, I forgot that. So, and have to go back. So that was very grounding for me to just do one more double check before I left the house, because then you're ready. You're prepared for starting your day, right? So for me, that was just very, very simple things that I could do that got rid of that overwhelm and that stress in the morning. And then throughout the workday, I have to be pretty flexible. So I didn't make any drastic changes. The biggest thing would be not trying not to work during lunch. Like I eat in my office so my staff can come and talk to me, but like I will try to read an article or do something different than whatever it is I'm working on at that point. And that was really helpful too. And sometimes it's just getting out of your chair and walking around. So there are some simple things you can do at work, but I wasn't really focusing on that because of the work that I do. So after work, you do have to figure out some sort of transition, right? My kids are still in school, so I have a very quick commute from the hospital in town to the school in town to our house right in town. So transitions can be quick. I have a few minutes to get from my office to the car, and then a few minutes to get from the parking lot to my kids and get them picked up. And that 10 minutes, usually 5 or 10 minutes, is enough for me to leave work at work. And when my kids come out of school and open the door and how's your day, then we are transitioned into mom mode and home mode and where are we going tonight and what's going on. And it goes fast. You don't have to make a big routine to transition from work to home, right? We check and see who has homework. I do make coffee in the afternoon, so that signals my brain that it's time, right? Like I start the coffee as the kids are unpacking their bags and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, if you don't drink coffee in the afternoon, you probably wouldn't understand. But for me, it's a thing. It's just my little end of the transition. And then when the coffee's ready, I take a few minutes to actually enjoy the drink that I just made. Like it makes a difference. I'm not going to just grab the coffee and run, right? I give myself a few minutes to, even if it's 2 minutes, to quietly like let everything go, because now I'm in mom mode. And some nights it is just me. So I would like them to have like the best parts of me, not the frazzled work mom. I want them to see the happy, fun, good mom that I know that I can be. So it's coffee. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. And then depending on what we're doing, we dump onto our dining room table. So like there might be a quick like cleanup or reorganize the stuff so we can get on to the next activity, but it's not like heavy in depth. I don't do a cleaning routine. I don't do certain days on, certain rooms on certain days. If I see that it needs to be done, I do it. I do not hold myself to a strict cleaning routine because that can make you feel not good enough just in the routine itself. So you do have permission to not have a robust cleaning routine at any point in your life, whether you're a mom, grandma, doesn't matter. You do not need one. Do what feels right for you. And the last part of my routine is to transition to home is to take my work clothes off. I work at the hospital. I wear scrubs to work. We are around germs all day, so I usually, as soon as I can, will change into something else, depending on, sometimes it is pajamas if we're not going anywhere, or if we have a game or something, obviously we're putting on our, school colors and jeans and sweatshirts and that kind of thing. But comfort is the main thing. And I want my home to be comfortable and I want myself to be comfortable. So a lot of times you will find me in a hooded sweatshirt, joggers or sweatpants of some sort while I'm just hanging out at home. So hey, no judgment here if you put your pajamas on at 4 o'clock. None at all. So, and my husband and I both enjoy cooking. We do not enjoy the what's for dinner conversation, but we both like to cook. So it's a pretty even trade of who's cooking. Each one of us has our meals that we make that, the kids will only let me make mac and cheese. He is the only one that's going to cook a steak kind of thing. So I feel like that's pretty fairly spread out. So we don't really have a robust make dinner routine either. It just depends on what's going on. I do like to plan meals ahead just so we know, because sometimes it's just absolute chaos with all the sports and activities. And then you realize, oh, I made this dinner and nobody's even going to be home to eat it. And that doesn't feel good either. So we do eat dinner at the table every night, or try to when everybody's home. I did it, my family did it when we were kids, and I continued that on with my kids from the time they were very, very young. We do take that time. And it really, if you look at the clock from when everyone sits down to everyone leaves the table, it's less than 30 minutes, and it is so worth it. They tell you about their day, their friends. You learn so much about them and each other that you wouldn't have time for. So not to get all philosophical about it, but it is worth less than 30 minutes of your day to eat dinner at the table, not in front of the TV, at our kitchen table. And we have a sign in our kitchen: no devices at the dinner table. It's always been that way. And we get, even the little tiniest time that we eat dinner the fastest as we can, because we got to go somewhere, we do have that little bit of time together. So after we're done eating, my husband and I tag team, quick cleanup, close the kitchen. We run out to the next activity, or if we don't, then it's done, right? I don't like waking up to a messy kitchen, so I don't want to do it. So I do it really quick before I move on to something else, because then it's done and it's out of my brain. And then we have the evening for whatever activity, or if we're just hanging out, I might come in. I'm in my office right now. I might come in and make something, or the kids will come in here and we'll look at different things, or my computer's in here. There's sometimes football's on the TV and we're all in the living room, or the kids are playing a game and we all just kind of hang out. It's a pretty laid back lifestyle that we live. I do like to read before bed. I feel like that helps me settle down. You will hear a lot on this channel coming up about using reading as rest, whether it's brain rest or actual physical rest. I love books. I have loved books since I was a kid. Shelves and shelves of books, books as gifts. Honestly, they're a huge part of my life, and I will read anything. So I read a lot in the evening, even if it's on Pinterest. I do read blog articles still. Maybe that is dating me or aging me or whatever, but I enjoy reading. So, but if nothing else, I will try to read. If we're super busy in the evening, I will try to read a little bit before bed, just because it helps me wind down and be ready to fall asleep. So in the evenings, I wouldn't say we have a really strict evening routine. I don't do 10 steps of skincare. I do take care of my skin, but it's not a big, robust routine. It's just washing off the day, anything to help me unwind is what I do. And if I don't feel like doing it, I don't, and I don't feel guilty about that. And you shouldn't either. So, in our personal situation, my husband works nights, so about 9:30 he starts getting ready to go to bed, and my kids are winding down if they're in bed or on their way to bed. So that's the natural cue for me to like close up shop for the day. We take care of the dogs one more time. My daughter has a bird. We have to cover the cage. The lights go off. Pick up the towels off the bathroom floor. And then usually once he's off to work is when I read for the final like wind down. I do have magnesium by my bed. We have a great sleep blend that really, really helps relax and unwind. I do try and do a little bit of skincare, like I said, just to wash off the day, reset it. And sometimes I will read for 15 minutes and be ready for bed, or sometimes I will get right into it and it is midnight and I stay up way too late reading. I am guilty of that. And if you are too, that's great. You have permission to read past your bedtime. So really for me, it was just focusing on what felt good and what felt right to me. I was not tracking. I refused to track. I refused to put that pressure on myself. And everything just had to be good enough. And if I could go to bed feeling that it was good enough, then the day was a success, and it took a little while. You have to unlearn some weird patterns that you made for yourself. I didn't realize I was wound tighter than a drum sometimes, until I gave myself permission to chill out. And, it took a little bit. It takes a little bit getting used to, but now I'm used to it and I can't imagine racing around like I did before. So, and it wasn't, some big epiphany. It was all of a sudden, oh, this feels so much easier. I feel better in the morning. I'm happier. The dog's barking, which you can probably hear in the video, doesn't like straighten my spine like it used to. So I knew I was on the right track of just slowing everything down and doing what felt right for me, not what was on a tracker or the habit gurus say you got to do all these 10 things, to have a successful morning. That is not me. And I would never, I would never even try to do that. Now that I know, this little experiment that I did with just giving myself permission to be good enough actually worked. So I'm happy to say that now, not much has changed. I gave myself permission to be good enough. I don't know what expectation I had laid upon myself before that, but life is good and we are very chill. We're very laid back again, and everybody is. The kids are, my husband is. The dogs did not follow suit. They're still barking at the wind blowing, but that even doesn't bother me as much as it was over these last few months. So you don't really need to overhaul your life. You have to find the natural things in your day that your body actually wants to do. And remember what it feels like to be like, oh, I actually like doing that, so I'm going to do it. You have permission, right? You have my permission if you need someone's permission to do that. And that becomes your routine. Not a routine on paper, not something you track or habits you write down even. It's just, I did it all and I did it good enough. So if this conversation was helpful to you, I know it helped me greatly. And I can't wait to see as we move out of winter here how it will look in the springtime. So you're always welcome to check out the other videos we've got. There's a lot of wellness, if you're interested in the magnesium, there's several videos. The actual playlist when you go to my channel is kind of a little introduction to how magnesium can help you. And I'm going to have new videos now. I'm excited to be back. I loved video prior to my little meltdown, my little break. So, and everything is just natural, supportive, calm, no craziness, no 10-step routines. You're not going to find that here. And certainly nothing that will overwhelm you. So if you made it this far, thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.